Hi, everyone. We'll be starting shortly. I see 20 attendees. I guess we can start, right? And then while the other ones are still coming in. So hi, my name is Myriam. I'm the career ambassador from VUB. And I'm here with my fellow career ambassadors from the other universities that are within the Alliance. We will be holding a network event today. It's a panel discussion and it's a networking event. So we would like you to participate as much as possible. We would like to get your questions in, and you can use the chat. And we'll also be inviting you onto the panel. So if you'd like to put your webcam on and join the conversation, that would be great. And I will give the words to Gladys now. She'll start with a short introduction on EUTOPIA, on what we do as career ambassadors, and then we'll start the panel discussion.
Thank you, Myriam, and hello to everyone. I'm very nice to meet you all. I'm Gladys. So I'm the EUTOPIA Career Ambassador from CY Paris University, and I'm also an EU Careers Ambassador. So I will introduce you to what EUTOPIA is. So EUTOPIA stands for European Universities Transforming to an Open, Inclusive Academy for 2050. So the European University project started with the speech of President Emmanuel Macron in September 2017 at La Sorbonne about the future of Europe. And then the European Commission launched an Erasmus call for European universities in 2018, in which the EUTOPIA Alliance became one of the 17 projects awarded during the first wave in May 2019. So the EUTOPIA Alliance aims to build a new academic model reflecting an open and united Europe, respectful of the citizens and environment. So it can be verified very quickly by being together virtually online and sharing our best tips and also advices for careers opportunities. And the project is mainly student-centered, whether on the development of the activities than on the management of it. So we can see it by the student forum or the think tank, but also the learning communities or mobility opportunities for PhD or students. Also, the University Alliance, is composed of 6 universities. So in Belgium, with the Free University of Brussels, in France, with CY Paris University, in Sweden, with the University of Gothenburg, with the University of Ljubljana in Slovenia, the University of Pompeu Fabra in Spain, and in England with the University of Warwick. So in this EUTOPIA week, the motto is "Join our journey." So I'm very delighted to be here with you, and I will let Uwe present himself and the role of the EUTOPIA Careers Ambassadors.
Right. Thank you so much, and hi from my side too. My name is Uwe. I am the Student Career Ambassador of the University of Gothenburg, even though, as you can probably hear, I'm originally from Germany. I'm studying in Gothenburg in the European Studies track, and I have the pleasure to kind of tell you a little bit more about who we actually are and what we are doing, and who the people are that you're seeing in front of you right now. So you have been seeing the title Student Career Ambassadors, obviously also in the title of this workshop today, and we have mentioned it already a few times. But we wanted to tell you a little bit about what we're actually doing and what our purpose is within the EUTOPIA bubble Gladys has just talked about. So it is very important to notice that all of the universities Gladys has mentioned have at least one student career ambassador. The University of Ljubljana, for example, has 3. So you will be able to get in contact with everybody at your own university. Is quite simple and in your own mother tongue and in a very direct way. What we are doing, we are serving as a link between you as the students and the universities in questions of careers, but also not only within our own universities, but also across the universities and the countries in which the EUTOPIA universities are lying. Our purpose right now, what we are very specialized in, is that we are creating workshops that are career related and are tackling different parts of things we are believing that are very interesting to know if you are thinking about a career not only within your country, but also if you want to looking across the borders and maybe you want to search for a job in another country, especially of course in one of the EUTOPIA countries. We will be talking about the workshops we are offering later during this workshop, but already on the right side of this presentation, you can see 2 QR codes because we're also available on social media. We have a quite nice group already active on LinkedIn. So if you have LinkedIn, you're more than welcome to join. And we have also recently created an Instagram account, which you're also very welcome to follow. If you join and follow these 2 social media accounts or groups, you will be up to date with everything that's happening. We will inform you about the workshops that are happening and publish further information that might be of interest to you that is looking for or trying to build a career across countries. And of course, this will also give you the opportunity to create your own personal international network and reach out to other students and people active in the career bubble all across Europe. And with that, I would want to pass it on to the others to introduce themselves as well.
Thank you, Uwe. Hello, everyone. My name is Liana Lazakich. I'm 3rd year student of Sociology, Human Resource Management at Faculty of Social Sciences, University of Ljubljana, and I'm Student Career Ambassador. I'm really happy that we are together today, and I really hope that you will enjoy and get some answers, hear different experiences of others, and also make good connections.
Hi, my name is Jana, and I'm also coming from the University of Ljubljana. And currently I am in my 4th year of Human Resources Management Studies at the Faculty of Social Sciences. Nice to meet you all, and I hope you will enjoy today's session.
Hi, also from me, my name is Eva Julia. I'm in my last year as Human Resources, and I'm studying at University of Ljubljana, and I hope that everybody finds out something more today.
Hello everyone. My name is Guillem. I'm the EUTOPIA Student Career Ambassador at Universitat Pompeu Fabra in Barcelona. I'm a last year double bachelor degree student in Law and Business Administration and Management at UPF. I have studied 2 semesters abroad at the University of Geneva, focusing in international law. I hope this session will be really interesting for all the students attending. And as well for us as student career ambassadors. We wish to know all your needs, like in terms of career advice, job opportunities in our countries and abroad. And I hope we'll be able to provide you with a good insight on that. And as well, we want to provide I think interesting advices in how to get a job in our different countries, and and as well to provide you with information regarding our own experience in these matters. I hope you will find this conversation really interesting. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Ashmeena. I'm from Warwick University and I study history and French in my final year. I really hope you guys find today's session useful and share your good and bad experiences. I know I've got plenty of bad ones, so please don't be shy. We'd love to hear from you. Yeah, I hope you enjoy.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Myriam. I introduced myself shortly. I'm the career ambassador from BUB and I study tax law. I'm in my last year at the moment. So thank you all for attending. I will shortly or briefly explain how we will be doing this panel discussion, how it will be going on forward. So you see a little question box below. You can ask your questions and we will try to answer them during the panel discussion. You can use the chat box to chat amongst yourselves or just to start a conversation. And if you'd like to come on to the panel discussion, and I really do hope that some of you will join us in the conversation and put your webcam or not on and just speak up. You can raise your hand by clicking on the hand below, and then I will make you one of the panelists so you can come on the panel as well. If you have any questions, feel free to use the chat box to ask them. I'm looking at it right now, so I will be keeping everyone posted just as well. The panelists as well, I will keep you posted if anything interesting comes in and if any questions for you guys come in. I hope that was clear, and feel free to also share this event on social media. Uwe just shared the hashtags that you can use on social media, so feel free. I hope you all attend the panel and start the conversation. So we'll start. So we have three main themes that we would like to discuss, and we will be going onwards with that. The first one is CV and cover letters. It's a very big theme. But there's one question that I would like, or a first question that I would like to ask you is, what are the best tips on a CV and cover letters that you've heard of, that you read about, that you've received, that you used for yourself? You can let us know in the chat or raise your hand if you'd like to come on the panel and then discuss a certain experience that you've had or ask your question live with us. So best tips on CV and cover letters. So maybe we'll start with the panelists. What are best tips that you've received?
Well, maybe I'll pitch on right away. I think one of the most valuable things I was told before I tried to write my first application in general was to think about how I was benefiting for the company or to whatever I was applying to. So what do they gain from me, and if they choose me to work with them, what is their benefit? And around that question, I try to center my my application and try to focus on pointing that out especially, and trying to make it very clear and show them that without me they would be worse off.
I totally agree with Uwe. I think that for me, the best tip I've ever had is make sure that each CV you send out is different. There is no point sending a generic CV to hundreds of different employers when they're all looking for different things. So it's about really tailoring and to make sure that you've got the best view of yourself for each company. So that's definitely the best tip I've had.
Anyone else?
Well, I would say I believe that the CV should reflect, your career path through all your life. So first of all, I would recommend you that if you are, for example, good, I don't know, like in the communications field, and you're applying to a communications marketing company, so you have already done like all your job before, like when you are building your CV. I mean, your CV will be made of all those experience in relation to that particular field. And as my colleagues have stated, it's not like just like sending in the CV to I don't know what company. Like for example, if it's like communications field, well, I would recommend you as well, you know, to shape your CV in relation with all the activities you are actually participating and you are actually engaged on. For example, if you are applying to a communications company, well, I have participated in different seminars of public speaking, of how to design, like, so these will be in the academic background. For example, as professional experience, some internships in this field. I have been career ambassador of EUTOPIA, so as well, like in this case as well, it would be involved like all these communication skills. So in the end, but these in all the different areas. So I believe that like your CV should show like a profile that matches that particular job opening. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend you to apply. And of course, for the cover letter, I think you should like, and this I think it's really important because like me, I have been mistaken like during loads of applications like that you are sending, you know, like the typical cover letter, like the one that you're using for all the applications. This doesn't work like that. You should like really, as Ashmeena was commenting, like a really tailor-made cover letter for that specific job opening. You should like really study. You should study the job opening in order, and after this study, you should show in the cover letter all your experience in academic terms and professional terms that matches all the requirements for that job opening. Yeah? Like. So I don't know. I mean, I could extend like myself a lot in this issue, but I think this is the most important thing to do. Thank you.
Thanks. We also have some interesting answers in the chat that I will share with you. We have one, language skills, from Hendrik. Chantal, that you have to make your CV in Word and not, for example, PowerPoint, and that you cannot use text boxes, but that you should play around instead with columns to make a smart layout. Yeah, that's interesting, because otherwise what you write is not picked up by the ATS. Jana, keep it simple, do not put colors, texts on your CV, but rather just some bullet points regarding the topic's personal info, education, and work experience. Sarah agrees with the panelists. Sarah, very important when writing these documents is to check out how this works in the country you're applying to. It varies a lot. Yeah, that's an interesting point. I would like to know where everyone is from, if the attendees would like to share the countries you're from. Meanwhile, I will give the word to Mort. Would you like to come on as a panelist? I see you raise your hands.
Hello.
Yes, hi.
Hi, thank you for. So basically, I'm from Poland. I'm a doctoral student, so I was interested in this particular event, so I participated in this. So basically, I'm not a part of this EUTOPIA alliance, so I was looking for the opportunities like in which I can also make the part of this particular alliance. So that will be good if you can like guide me or something.
Yeah, so Mort is a doctoral student from Poland. He's not part of the EUTOPIA Alliance, but he would like to, he's interested in the EUTOPIA project, and he was looking for an opportunity that he would like to participate on. I think it would be interesting to just send us an email. I think it would be interesting. Yeah, I think it would be better to just send us an email. I think it would be...
I will write in the chat.
Yes.
Also, of course, it's always possible to if I might plug our social media again, to join us on LinkedIn.
Yeah, it will be good if you can like share the like link to join or something, because I was looking on the internet, but I wasn't able to find India.
Perfect. Yes, we will have on our last slide another the QR codes again for you to scan, and we will also write down our names, how you can find us on LinkedIn and on Instagram into the chat. I think Ashmeena just did that, so you will be able to find us that way too.
Yes, and of course, Mort, you can always join the workshops that are open for everyone.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I see Germany, Kosovo. Anyone else from any other countries? Haka, Slovenia, Belgium. Haka Emini says for CV to always use professional informations, to apply only where you see career development, to use Europass, apply in the language that they required, keep it short, not too much design. Yes, that's also an interesting part. I mean, for me, I think my CV, I do use a bit of color just to like, I mean, I feel like a lot of CVs don't have much color, so it will stand out when you have like, so for example, the bar where all my personal information is, my education, you know, all the personal information is in color, just so that it stands out a bit more. Because usually they get a huge pile of CVs. So we have also people from France, Sweden, Belgium, Morocco, Pakistan, and just started his PhD at the VUB. We have a question as well from Ian. What is your opinion on photos on a CV, especially when it comes to inclusion in the job markets?
So in the UK, it is not conventional to put a picture of yourself on your CV. That doesn't mean you can't. Go ahead if you want to, but it is worth noting that the employer can't ask for a photo of you. So obviously there is a problem with inclusion, and the idea is that it doesn't matter what you look like, you should have an equal opportunity. And I don't know if that applies for the rest of the countries in the Utopia Alliance, but certainly in England, you definitely do not have to put a picture of yourself, but you are welcome to if you'd like to.
For Belgium, I would say I've heard a lot of recruiters say, because I worked in a startup for 4 years before that, you know, focused on recruiting. And I hear a lot of recruiters say, you know, a photo can make or break your CV. It's not very conventional, I think, in Belgium, because usually everyone just looks you up on LinkedIn and there you'll find a picture. I don't put one on it just because, you know, I feel like people can have an unconscious bias, and I'd rather have a conversation with them and then they can judge for themselves if, you know, they would take me on or not. But I wouldn't want them to have like a certain unconscious bias. And just because it's not a bad thing, everyone has them, it's human. But I think that's the reason I wouldn't necessarily put a picture on my CV.
Me, well, in my opinion, I think, well, in Spain, sometimes I think in my case, I'm putting a picture. I would say that well, in the end, you will have to show your face, you know, like in the interview, in the job interview, if they search in social media, they will do that in LinkedIn, in Twitter, etc. They will see your face. So in the end, I think, and I don't know, like if in the end they really don't select you for how you look, like it's, well, I mean, it's really regretful and discriminatory. But I don't think like I don't think like lots of people and lots of recruiters like really focus on your CV like in the picture. You know, I don't think it's like the important thing. Me, like in my personal opinion, I would add in your CV like a professional picture, like the same you can be using in LinkedIn, or yeah, like a professional one.
Yeah, I think in Sweden it's actually optional to put a picture onto your CV. It is common to do that. I think most people would do it, but it's as I said, it's optional, so you don't really have to if you don't want to. I guess it's a very, very good question, also a very difficult question to answer, because there are a lot of factors playing into the answer, and therefore I think it's really, really difficult to just give a straightforward answer. I think which was also mentioned in the chat before, it's always very valuable to inform yourself about how people are usually doing in the country you are applying at. Because obviously there are some countries in which it's a no-go to put your picture on the CV. On other countries, you have to. So just to be kind of mainstream in that way, just check out what the other people are doing. But if it's optional, you're absolutely free to choose whatever you feel most comfortable with.
Yeah, in Slovenia, it's the same. It's optional, but if you choose to like take a picture, it should be professional, not from a holiday or from a bar or anything like that. So yeah.
I think on a similar topic, we've had a question about would you reveal your age in your CV? And I think for me, I did it once, and in the job interview, the interviewer said to me, "We don't want to know your age." He said, "It's fine, you've applied for a graduate job, so we know roughly what age it is." He said, "But normally I'd recommend that you don't put your age on your CV, just because from a graduate perspective, you're going to be at the young end of it, so it makes you look inexperienced. So, and it's not conventional in the UK. So there you go. That's my experience. Don't put your age on a CV in the UK, especially at our age."
Well, me, I would say like, I would go like to the opposite direction. But like this really depends on, I would say, like country and as well to the companies you're applying to. So like in lots of applications I have been doing, they really require your age, and in all like public institutions you are making applications to, they really require like which is like your date of naissance, like the date you have been born. So, but I think it's, yes, as the profile, I mean, me, like, I'm not really like guru of profile, like of CVs or like something like that. Me, my CV is like really simple, Times New Roman, like the headings in bold, and it works. Like, I promise that it works. Like, however, I would like, this is true, like for more commercial profiles, design profiles, then yeah, I would say like that the way you do your CV is as well like a presentation of your work, of your design work. So like sometimes when you apply to a job position, you should deliver your portfolio of previous work. And for a case of a graphic designer, etc., like the CV can really work as a, yeah, like showing your abilities in this field. But in my case, that I will be like lawyer or etc., like they really don't focus like on if it's like a really nice design or I don't know what, you know. So yeah, would be my advice.
Yeah, and for the age thing in Belgium, it's we usually put the age, but I did have a friend that was discriminated based on her age, just because she applied for a junior position and she was 27, and they were like, well, you probably won't be able to connect with the other juniors that are 23-year-olds. So she did get discriminated based on age, but I feel like it's not really a reason not to put your age on it, just because, well, I wouldn't want to work for a company that would discriminate me based on my age. If you have any experiences like this, whether it's discrimination or not, or a positive one, feel free to share and raise your hands so you can, participate in the discussion and not just in a chat box, so we can put a face on all of these names. Moving on, the next question that I would like to ask you is, what tools do you use to find a job? I don't know if it's different for every country, so maybe the panelists can shed some light on that, and feel free for the attendees as well, for the audience, to pitch in. What are tools that you use to find a job?
So in the UK, there are absolutely loads. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to link a load of websites in the chat for people who are interested. I won't list them because I'll be here forever. So.
Anyone else?
Yeah, same for me. There are a lot of job boards that you can find on internet and which are very famous. So maybe for some jobs, job boards that Ashmeena is listing, they would be the same for French persons too, because we quite use the same, like Google, Indeed, and then we've got special ones for friends, but also within the university, we are very we are very helped by a newsletter that we have from the Career Center with an application that is called Job Teaser, that is used for companies, but also for universities. And then depending also on your master, you've got like additional aids that can be through your student association, that are delivering also newsletters by contacting alumni and so on. So we are very helped, and we also have several means that can connect us with the job market and job opportunities. I don't know if it's the same for you.
Yeah, I think in most parts I do agree with you guys. In Sweden, you also will find most jobs through a clever Google search. If you are, however, very interested into a specific company or in a specific I don't know topic, it's always worth to look at their websites specifically to find their job openings, because not always all jobs will be also transferred to these job finding web pages. So if you really know what you want to do, that is always a good way to start. But if you're more open to look into more general areas, also these more general job searching sites are a very good place to start.
Does anyone have any experiences with like unconventional ways they've found a job? I know my boyfriend has a bit of a habit of just messaging people on LinkedIn, finding companies and finding someone not at the top but not at the bottom, and messaging them, or in the HR ad, and it has worked for him a couple of times. So I always think that's very brave, but it works. So has anyone got any other experiences like this?
Feel free to raise your hand. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I was very interested in one of the companies here in Slovenia. And yeah, I just sent my CV and cover letter and then get a feedback, I don't know, maybe 14 or even a month later. And yeah, they said that they wanted me. So I started to work there, and that was my experience. Yeah, because I was very I really like this company, and yeah, I think that I was lucky.
Yeah, I've also yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
No,
yeah.
sorry, you can go.
I've also went to an event because I knew that the recruiter was going to be there. So I went to one of their events, and then I mentioned I sent you my CV, so maybe you can check out just so that she sees I'm very motivated.
In Slovenia, one of the ways you can connect with companies is also we have different workshops, and then invite different companies, and they came and you are asked to do some challenges for them, and if you are successful, then they later can contact you, and it's another way to like find different companies that are interested in you. And also if you are between your studies, you can work as a student, and a lot of companies then later when you graduate offer you a stable job.
Mm-hmm. Very
I
interesting.
can write you in the chat some useful links for how to find a job in Slovenia. So check this.
Yeah, you'll find a lot of links. Ashmeena also shared everything, so feel free to check. Yes.
Maybe it's interesting in Slovenia that student work or student employment is very popular, and we have some channels that are designed just for us. So maybe we can share also those channels in the chat.
Okay, great. Don't be shy. I see that not many raise their hands to join the conversation, so feel free. I think we will be moving on to job interviews. So the next main theme that we would like to talk about today. And the first question that I would like to ask you is, what are the best experiences that you've had during a job interview? A nice conversation. What was your or something remarkable that happened, whatever it is. Both panelists and attendees. Yes.
So I had a job interview in February with Amazon, and it was really daunting because it was 3 different panelists. So it was like half an hour with each one. And I quickly found out that the easiest way forwards was to find something you have in common. So at the start, when they're asking about yourself, it turned out that one of the interviewers grew up where I lived, and that just really like opened up and broke the ice. And I didn't think when I went in that I would ever be having that sort of conversation. But the fact that I was comfortable enough meant that they really liked me and they offered me the job. So yeah.
Oh, that's great. Uwe?
Yeah, I think my answer goes into the very same direction. I think it's very, very positive to find something which you have in common. And in general, I think the most comfortable interviews I have been doing are always the ones where the atmosphere is quite relaxed and where it's not too stiff. Personally, I remember one specific interview where it felt more like a normal kind of chat between friends to get to know you or each other in a way, and where you or I in this matter was not very questioned about why I want to go to this or join this company or why I want to have this job, but that it was a mutual get together and a mutual getting to know each other. So I was able to ask questions, and all the technical details were already kind of done because obviously they had my CV, they had my cover letter, so they knew my background and they knew my skills. And the whole purpose of this job interview was just to see if we are kind of matching on a personal level, and that was a very nice experience.
Yeah, Guillem?
Yeah, well, I come like just before this conference, I come from a job interview, so yeah, like a really fresh experience, I would say. Me, well, in my case, like in all the job interviews I have participated, they have really gone deeply like in everything I have written down in my CV, like why all these experiences should be relevant for participating in that relevant job or internship. And well, like breakers, like, well, obviously they are used, and I don't know, can be like whatever thing, like where are you calling from, they asked me today, like where are you calling from, and then you explain a bit, I'm here, and then, well, why you are here, and all of this, like why are you here and not there, like how has been like these last months, like how is being university in COVID times, and yeah, well, I recommend you to be honest, like in the job interview, like to be yourself, like do not try to be like someone that you are not, because they will find out, like if you, like, first of all, if you fake something, like something is not real, like they will probably don't give you the job, like because like they have like so much experience on that. And secondly, if they do not discover like during the job interview, when they will give you the job, then they will discover you will be like soon probably like not anymore in that company. So be honest. And as well, I think it's really important the company culture you're applying to. You know, like every company has different culture, different values, and they can match you to your values, personal values or not, like personal development, etc. So, and there are companies who well, you will go to a job interview and there is like lots of things. Like there is not only job interview, there is like group dynamics, like different kind of stuff. And sometimes like 1 month ago they rejected me from a company. I was like, why they have rejected me? I was the one like doing it the best in that job yeah, like job interview. It was a group dynamic and I didn't understand. I don't know. In that case, I didn't look. I didn't like send them a message like, can you just like explain a bit why you didn't give me like even the possibility to go to the next stage in that job opening, in that job process. But I think I have like some friends who are working in HR, and they have recommend me like, if you like you get like you don't get a job, like just ask for a bit of feedback. Obviously they won't go in depth like in the answer, but at least like to make them like to let you know like what's going on. And sometimes, and this is true as well, you will be rejected for who you are, like for who you are, for your background, for like your origin, etc. And this is true, and it's really sad. But you know, like when you have like a person you know, a person you don't know, they will take the person they know, you know. And there are some job interviews that everything is already like sorted out, you know. You can participate in that job like well in all the process, but the final candidate is already taken, you know. And yeah, it's hard. It's hard, like some of the experience we should go through. And I don't know, I would recommend you, you know, like to network, to participate in career events, you know, like for example here, maybe you will find someone that will be able to help you like in the future, or like to be involved in so many projects, you know, enable to make you like well known, you know, like that you are like hardworking student, that you want to engage, you know. That, well, I would be like my tips.
Yeah, on that same note, Ian shared the best advice I received was to realize that you are looking for a good match with the company as much as the employer is looking for a good employee. And, you know, if I can add, the best experience that I've had was with a company, and they gave me the contract. They asked me theoretical questions, you know, practical questions that I need to know, so knowledge-based, and that I couldn't answer. But the conversation was great. We went on for, I think, 15 minutes over time. And it was on diversity, inclusion, you know, themes that we both found interesting. And I think that once you can connect on a personal level with someone, and that's what makes like a job interview really good, whether you know whether you can answer those theoretical questions or not. It doesn't really matter if you have like a really good conversation and you can connect with them. Christopher shares alumni networks can also be a good platform for job opportunities. Yes, and you can always use a LinkedIn, for example, to find people that work there. You know, send them a message. You'd be surprised how many people would love to help. Sarah's experience, I was on an interview once where they only asked me to tell them about my travels. Then they asked me follow-up questions about the travel experiences, and through that found out a lot about me as a person. Brilliant. Yes. And that's the thing, you could connect on a personal level and the things that you love. Christopher also shared there are alumni networks for those who have studied abroad in a specific country, like France alumni, if you want jobs connected to the language or country you went to or work there. Ashmeena also shared a few tips, research method for companies before your job interviews. Oh, that was an answer, I think, for Lisa. I was gonna ask that question right now. So Lisa asked if someone is asked you in an interview, what kind of research about the workplace do you recommend the interviewee should do? Does it help? So for me personally, you should always look up the company. That's the first thing, I guess. And I made like a Word file with the basic questions that they would ask and what kind of answer, your strengths, your weaknesses, etc. And just make sure that it's not like too mainstream, let's say. And very personal, but I don't want to do too much research so that it still stays like a real conversation, that it's not too rehearsed. I don't know if the panelists have something to add to that. Ashmeena answered with research methods like SWOT analyze, or analysis in English. The other thing to mention is, of course, do your research, but don't force it into the conversation. Use it if it fits in the flow with the tea, but remember, it's a conversation with a human. Yeah, exactly. Karen, hi, I'm staff from the University of Gothenburg, alumni coordinator, and I'm interested in if you expect that your university should support you on your way out to the labor market. If yes, how? All the best to all of you. Thank you. Yeah, we have a career center at the VUB, and they do offer workshops, and you can go to them for questions like on your CV, etc. And I do feel like it's it's valuable, but I do think like universities can do more, because we do get, because a degree, like a master's degree today, everyone has a degree, and it's not necessarily the thing that will get you in, but it's more the conversation. And I think it's something that students don't always know. They think that once I have my degree, then I will get the job for sure. So get that information out there to the students, that because you will get rejected, like Guillem said, and if you do get rejected and you had like during your studies, I'm studying now and I will find a job because I have such and such degree, and you get rejected, that reject will feel a lot worse than it should have if you knew that a degree is not everything. Yeah, Guillem?
Yeah, me, I would say like really important advice, like Myriam has said that well, they will ask you during the interview sometimes they ask you like really specific questions about the work of that unit you're applying to, like really specific, like something like what do you think it could be implemented to solve this challenge, like really specific technical issues that sometimes, like I would recommend you to have like a strong knowledge on the job opening, not on the content of the job opening, but on the field is working that specific unit you will work on. Like for example, if you want to apply to to an international organization, say like that, well, you should really know, like for example, well, if I want to work in the OECD, well, if I want to work in a specific field of international cooperation, what is the work of the OECD international cooperation? Explain everything. Which are the current challenges? Which is the work being done by the OECD in that field, etc., etc., etc. I mean, otherwise, like you like lots of candidates get rejected because they have no idea even of the unit they are applying. Like I mean, it's like this, like they get rejected, they don't know anything about the organization, what is doing the organization, which are the values of the organization, do you match with those values? And you should like answer all these questions. And I mean, yeah, I think like if you do all of that, and it's not like this, it's not like this. Me, I have been like 1-2 years like finding out how I should do it. So it's not like an instant thing, and I think it's like really personal, like really intrinsic well, knowledge that you should build by yourself. You know, you can get help of others people's experiences and something, but you should like feel it from your own experience. And it's the only way that you can build up your capabilities, like for job interviews, for like talking with the recruiters, to be friendly but at the same time professional, etc. Like you should learn all of that, and there are no classes for that. Like we can help you, but you'll be the one, like through all your life, like through all your projects you have engaged, that you will build like all your capacities, all your skills on that.
Yeah, exactly. Practice makes perfect. A last question for today's discussion is, what are the worst experiences that you've had and the biggest challenges that you think today's job market has?
Maybe to add to that as a context a little bit, we are also trying obviously to cater to your needs in further workshops, and we would also, with that question, maybe want to get an idea of what you would be very interested in, which challenges you have met and maybe have not found a solution yet, or would like to share with other people to make them aware of these challenges.
Yes, Guillem.
Well, so sorry for talking that much, but I have been working quite a lot on that. And I think like one of the current challenges in the job market nowadays is the mismatch between the job offers and the job demand. Like you have like lots of students coming from backgrounds that there is not current job offering on them, like people, like now, like most of the jobs are coming from the STEM field, like science, technology, mathematics, engineering field. So I think there are like lots of people going from humanities, etc. And like the universities offer like a range of variety of studies, like career paths that do not match actually to what enterprises, companies are actually requiring, like the new people that would start a career in their companies. Like you should like really look, like when you are a student, when you are like finishing your like when you are like finishing high school, like obviously it's difficult to look for it, but look in depth, like what are like companies asking, which are the job profiles that companies are asking. And you will see like plenty of studies of undergraduate studies and graduate studies that do not match any of the job openings. So here, like we have a really big problem, because like enterprises are offering us like some kind of jobs, and we don't have like our academia, like our academic institutions, they are not offering a specific training for those kind of jobs. So like this is really bad. And like I'm as well like EU Careers Ambassador, Gladys is as well EU Careers Ambassador, and you feel like, well, what should I say to those people? Like they have a study like 4 years of I don't know what, and they realize that this does not go to anything, or you should be like the top of those of your promotion. You have like really amazing skills, or you won't get a job, because like the job offering, like the job market for that specific profile is really limited. So yeah. I think, I don't know, like maybe I think it's a big problem.
We'll check with attendees. Yeah, if do you guys have, so for the audience specifically, do you have any challenges that you would like any workshop on that we can answer more in depth, because we just have an hour now. So feel free to share in the chat whatever difficulties that you've had and that we can answer more in depth during a workshop. Just send them in the chat box or the question box, and
maybe that is also a good keyword, the workshops. To move on to show you what we are planning right now and where we are at right now. So you might have already seen that there have been some workshops over the last couple of months that were created by the different universities on different topics. But there are always also workshops coming up and very soon. So as you can see, these are the workshops we have been planning or are in planning right now. the host universities and also the dates on which they will be held. I think you can see a pattern in general that we are all giving a same workshop on how to find a job in the country of our universities, but then we also have a kind of specific workshop that is organized by each university, where we try to tackle other problems, other questions that are connected to career questions in general. So the first workshop coming up already next week, Tuesday, sorry, on the 20th is Rock Your LinkedIn Profile, where you can learn how to improve your LinkedIn. And I'm actually very excited for that workshop too. And the next two workshops are about what you have to look for when you move abroad, when you move to another country. How does it work? What are the administrative aspects of moving abroad? Who do you need to tell? What do you need to plan first? And also then in the second workshop, we are also talking about the social aspects of moving abroad, because obviously trying to build up a whole new social network for yourself is also not the easiest thing. So as you can see, there are a lot of things coming up. You can also, as I said earlier, find us on LinkedIn and also on here Instagram for more specific information. I think Ashmeena wants to talk a little bit more about this Brexit workshop, which is happening in June, to be more precise on what you can expect, because that obviously is a very, very difficult topic to talk about right now.
Okay, so I just wanted to say a little bit about that. So the whole point of this was we gauged that there was a lot of skepticism about finding a job in the UK because people didn't know what to expect. Now that we've left the EU, we know it's a problem. We're going to address it. We're going to talk about how, visa applications, companies that will sponsor your visa, that sort of thing. And we're going to have immigration officers from the university to come in to talk to you, to give you proper advice. And hopefully then it will feel a little bit less daunting, because we don't want you to feel put off. And we do know that employers definitely still want EU citizens to apply for their jobs. It's been a huge part of us, and please remember that half of us did vote against it. So we want you, and yeah, we will give you all the information you need. If there is anything specific that you think of that you think we ought to include in this Brexit workshop, please drop me a message on LinkedIn and or on Instagram. It's just Ashmeena Rickaby, and I will try and fit in as many of your recommendations as possible.
Also, maybe because that is also of very, very high interest, obviously, how you can join these workshops. We will always post registration forms online with a link to the university's web pages, where you can fill in your name and your university or your background. So we have that as a piece of information, and then you will get a link to sometimes a Zoom meeting or whatever a social communications tool is being used these days to join this workshop in time. So just keep an eye open on what is happening. Join our groups, our LinkedIn group. Yeah, keep an eye open, and if you have any further interest, if you
a link in the chat box, Ashmeena just shared the link to the LinkedIn group, and then you can use the QR code for the Instagram.
Perfect, exactly. So, and as we have been saying before, we are very happy for recommendations and questions to know what further workshops we can plan that are of interest for you. And we are very happy that yeah, we have been able to talk here. Our time is coming to an end, unfortunately. It's been an hour. It's been a fast hour. I hope you learned something and that you had fun. Speaking for myself and hopefully also the others, we had a lot of fun. It was also very nice to prepare this workshop together. I think that was the first workshop where we all kind of pitched in together, because most of the workshops you're seeing here are just university workshops where you will meet one of us. So thank you so much for joining, and we will be here for your questions and available through all the networks and through all the channels.
Thank you for
Thanks,
joining.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Really good job, guys. You've got a few attendees still here, but
Yes.
just wanted to say congratulations, really, really good.
Okay, thanks.
Thank
I
you so
just
much.
saved the chats.
Perfect.
Good. I should also be getting a copy of it.
Yes, okay.
Kind of behind the scenes. You've stopped recording? No. You
No,
need
not
to.
yet. I should stop.
Yep.